What is up, you guys? John here, and thank you for coming back. And last time I talked about why Cain didn't die. And regards to that, I spoke about why is it that he was left alive, even though he took his brother's life, Abel. And let's go over here with the curse of Cain. It was the heading that this part where I'm going to read Genesis 4, chapter 4, verse 11. It says, "And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto the Lord, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out of this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord said unto him, Therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him." Alright, hold on. Let's see. It says here, and the Lord set a mark upon Cain. It doesn't say that he marked his forehead. I don't know where that is coming from. This is the King James Version Bible. It does not say that he received a mark on his forehead. I don't know why people just assume, or where's that coming from? It does not say in the Bible, so why do people think that his mark was on his forehead? I probably may have said that also in my past videos. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. Yeah, and then when I reread the scriptures here, went back and looked at it, it never says forehead. It never says that. It says that the Lord marked Cain, but it doesn't say that he marked his forehead. So why do we think that it's on the forehead? I don't know. It could have been on his shoulder. It could have been on somewhere around his clothing, maybe on his neck, his chest, or somewhere in his face, on his cheek. Visible for everyone else to see. But my question here still is, like, who else would have been seen? They're supposed to be the first family, so who else was out there? The book of Genesis does not mention who else could have been outside. And so in the presence of the Lord, he had a family, and his family was started with Adam and Eve. So he had his section of the world focused on specific people, specific family. So the book of Genesis has no mention of what's going outside. But here, the first one to mention something about that is Cain. Like, what? You're expelling me? I'm being expelled from, or like, expulsion from your presence, from this land? Anybody who finds me out there is going to kill me. This is the first mention of other people, other beings outside, that just by seeing Cain, they're going to kill him. That's what he fears. And the Lord here instead is guaranteeing his safety by putting a mark on him, and then warning everyone else who would be wanting to take his life, warning them by saying, if you take Cain's life, it's going to be 7 times worse for you. That's what the Lord is saying. For whoever also has the intellect capacity to understand such messages. Okay, so they would have been also in the intellectual level as the first family, Adam, Eve, Abel, and Cain. They're supposed to be the first four. Where do all these other beings come from? Interesting. But I'm going off topic here. I'm talking about why was he left alive. And hold on, this chair is just, it's messing me up. It's kind of annoying. There, that's better. Or stool, it's a stool. So hold on. Okay, let's go to Exodus, laws regarding murder. So we're going to Exodus chapter 21, verse 12 through 15. 21, 12 through 15. Okay, so laws regarding murder. The Lord says to Moses, "He that smiteth a man so that he die shall be surely put to death." Let me read that again. "He that smiteth a man so that he die shall be surely put to death." Let me continue. "And if a man lie not in wait, but God deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, thou shalt take him from mine altar, that he may die. And he that smiteth his father and his mother shall be surely put to death." This section right here, actually on verse 13, "And if a man lie not in wait, but God deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee." I had to look that up a little bit more because it did not make sense to me. I didn't understand that. But it says here, it says something about that the Lord gave him or delivered him into his hand. Something about there was no malice in this. Or perhaps it was an accident or unintentional. So the Lord will appoint a place for that person to go flee, to go hide. But you know what? I think I'm too ahead in this. Let's go to Leviticus 24. Wait, nope. Sorry, yeah. Exodus. Did I not write it down? Okay, so in Leviticus, there are 24. So in Leviticus chapter 24, there are, oh, that's 25. Okay. Oh no, I wrote it down wrong. That's not cool. You kidding me? I'm gonna have to find it by myself. I must have not wrote it down right. No. But I thought I did. Oh, this is not even the right book. I'm not even in the right book. Please forgive me. There's hardly any lighting here. I need to buy myself a lamp or something. Let me see. Is this it? All right. Leviticus chapter 24, verse 16. "And he that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall surely be put to death, and all the congregation shall certainly stone him, as will the stranger, as he that is born in the land, and he blasphemeth the name of the Lord shall be put to death. And he that killeth any man shall surely be put to death. Okay. Oh. Let's go to Numbers chapter 35. Numbers chapter 35. Okay. Doesn't say. Yes, it does. It says right here. Okay, so this is laws regarding murder, but in a more community type of way, engaging with, say, with like in courts, kind of, judges, laws, and deciding the people's fate. But here, Numbers chapter 35. Verse 9 says, And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then ye shall appoint you cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the slayer may flee thither, which killeth any person at unawares. And they shall be unto you cities for refuge from the avenger, to the manslayer die not, until he stand before the congregation in judgment. And of these cities, which ye shall give, 6 cities shall ye have for refuge. Ye shall give 3 cities on this side Jordan, and 3 cities shall ye give in the land of Canaan, which shall be cities of refuge. Sorry, too much. So let me continue. These 6 cities shall be a refuge both for the children of Israel and for the stranger, and for the sojourner among them, that every one that killeth any person unawares may flee thither. And if he smite him with an instrument of iron, so that he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. And if he smite him with throwing a stone, wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. Or if he smite him with an hand weapon of wood, wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. The revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer. When he meeteth him, he shall slay him. But if he thrust him of hatred, or hurl at him by laying of weight, that he die, or in enmity smite him with his hand, that he die, he that smote him shall surely be put to death, for he is a murderer. The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer, when he meeteth him. Now this here will be laws regarding accidental killing. But if he thrust him suddenly without enmity, or have cast upon him anything without laying of weight, or with any stone where they may die, seeing him not, and cast it upon him, that he die, and was not his enemy, neither sought his harm, then the congregation shall judge between the slayer and the revenger of blood according to these judgments. And the congregation shall deliver the slayer out of the hand of the revenger of blood. And the congregation shall restore him to the city of his refuge, whither he was fled, and he shall abide in it until the death of the high priest, which was anointed with the holy oil. But if the slayer shall at any time come without the border of the city of his refuge, whither he was fled, and the revenger of blood find him without the borders of the city, of his refuge, and the revenger of blood kill the slayer, he shall not be guilty of blood, because he should have remained in the city of his refuge until the death of the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the slayer shall return into the land of his possession. So this is regarding accidental ones. See, there's more of a part in here for the ones that take someone else's life on accident, but they need to remain outside of the camp in a different city of refuge that the Lord has appointed, that the Lord appointed for the Israelites in those times. And then the person would remain in those cities until the priest died, but that would take that would take years, long time. They would have to live out there in the city, but it makes sense that they would have to be living out there and not come back. Okay, where was I? Blood defiles the land. So Numbers 30, chapter 35, verse 29. So these things shall be for statute of judgment unto you throughout your generations and all your dwellings. Whoso killed any person, the murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses. But one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die. Let me stop right there. Let's see. The murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses. It says witnesses, but one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die. So it needs to be two or more witnessing to say that a person has killed someone else. This could also be why, it might be why Cain was left alive. But if you think about it, the Lord is supposed to represent the ultimate type of witness. So the Lord witness saw what happened, yet he didn't took in Cain as a murderer. So something happened that the book of Genesis does not provide details, information to why was Cain left alive. We don't find that information in the book of Genesis. We'd have to think about it. Like, where else can this information be found? Or is there something more to it? For a reason to why Cain was left alive and did not receive proper punishment, as he gives the Israelites here the rules to what would happen to murderers. And we clearly know that the ones that are killed accidentally, they can be pardoned, depending on how it was, of course. Okay. Moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death, but he shall be surely put to death. And these are the sons of... Wait. What? Am I in the right one? Huh? What happened here? This is everything. What happened? The Lord can do anything. Let me see. But the Lord also is doing this. Yeah, how did this happen? All right, let me see. 35. It's repeated. It's repeated. They repeated it. Why did they repeat it? What have you guys done to the Bible? So this is Numbers chapter 35 here, chapter 35, and there's the laws regarding murder. And then watch. Numbers chapter 35, laws regarding murder. What have you guys done? Why did they repeat it like that? Chapter 35, Numbers chapter 35, Numbers chapter 35. City for the Levites. Cities for the Levites. What the heck? That is weird. Anyways, I have to go back to what I was reading over here. Okay. So Numbers 35, verse 32. And he shall take no satisfaction for him that is fled to the city of his refuge. And he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell, for I the Lord dwell among the children of Israel. You guys can see me, but look what it says in verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. What does that mean? That means who did the killing. I'm going to use Cain and Abel as an example. So since Cain killed Abel, and Abel's blood shed onto the land, and the land opened its mouth to receive Abel's land, it is defiled, it is polluted, and it cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it, which is Cain. So Cain's blood would have been the blood that would have cleansed the land in that area. But this is the word of the Lord. He's the one that says such things. But if that really was the way to clean the land, then how come Cain was left alive? It just makes you wonder. There's got to be more to it. There's got to be a reason for all that. Why? I'm thinking that maybe the book of Joshua really did have a lot of truth into it. The beginning parts, anyways, because it makes sense. It makes sense how things went, and from the beginning of it all the way to the end of the missing part of the story. Let's say, well, the extra details of it which we do not have in the book of Genesis. It makes sense. It would make sense to why the Lord would leave Cain alive. So you guys could look at the book of Joshua yourselves with a pinch of salt, as people be saying. You guys decide for yourselves. I already looked at it, and I saw and I paid attention. I was like, it kind of makes sense. Another idea that I got is that why but this is not the explanation given here by the Lord, but my thought was, well, they were the first family. Maybe Cain didn't know about such punishment of such things and never seen murder before. That's what I thought. This is what I thought. But obviously they seen killings with the animals, that they ate, and then the clothes that they gave themselves. They had seen killings with the animals back then. And then even Cain was afraid that he would have been killed by others. We don't know who these others are. And yet Cain knew that it was something like not out of the ordinary for others to take each other's life. So maybe he did see. So maybe that wasn't the reason. I don't know. Well, anyways, this is where I end my video for the Cain. Give a like if you guys like the video. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. And yeah, well, see you in the next one.